Hey everybody, welcome back. So I did a reaction to the Bee Gees. I started a joke yesterday and a bunch of you jumped in and said, oh, please do this one, please do that one. Oh my gosh, this one, no, that one. And it just reminded me of how much love there is for the Bee Gees, how much I love the Bee Gees. So I'm going to do a couple of reactions today to them. I'm going to do one of my all-time favorites, Massachusetts, right now, and then I'm going to do How Deep Is Your Love, the famous official video that's been seen by 350 million people or something. So I'm going to do that one as well on these three lads, these three brothers from the Isle of Man. One of my favorite names for a place in the whole world. The Isle of Man and the Irish Sea, just to the west of mainland England. About 85 miles as the crow flies, as the ferry floats from Liverpool, where four young lads got their start and in musical start and became, pretty famous themselves. So yeah, these guys, just some background on them. They were born on the Isle of Man, went over their family took them over to, I think it was Manchester or something when they were young. And then they went to Australia in 58. So Barry was born in 46. The twins, Robin and Maurice, were born in 49. They formed a little musical group when they were 9, 6, and 6. Can imagine that, huh? And got a little bit of notoriety, evidently, in England, in the area that they were in. Anyway, of course, they had their formative years, more formative years in Australia. So they have that personality that's sort of a mix of clever British, if you want to put it, and then that sort of bon vivant insouciance of Australian in them. Anyway, so there's a bunch of that. I'll go into them a lot more in the months and years to come. I'll end up doing 24 reactions on these guys, no doubt about it. Anyway, this is Massachusetts. I did not discover, just real quickly, I was into them when I was a teenager in their disco era in the late 70s. I did not even know about their early stuff until I was in my late 20s and saw a greatest hits CD on them. And I'm like, what? I've never heard of any of these. What is this? And that's how I discovered their earlier music. And I think I actually like their earlier music. It's more poetic, more even than the disco era stuff. So anyway, this is Massachusetts. One thing about their earlier music is Robin does a lot of the lead singing on it. This is him. This is on a tour of Australia in '89. Robin is just 40 years old here. He looks a little bit older than that, but he's just 40 here. So I'm really looking forward to this. And I just love him out front. So here we go. Bee Gees, Australia, and Massachusetts. The tight pants back then. Nice.
Feel I'm going back to Massachusetts. Something's telling me I must go home.
Before he starts kicking in here, I'm going to back it up 10 seconds just so we can listen to his music, his voice again. There's something emotional about his voice and his delivery that just gets me every time. I just want to hear it again.
Something's telling me I must go home. And the lights all went down in Massachusetts.
Wow, nice.
The day I left her standing on her own, trying to hitch a ride to San Francisco.
There's so much feeling in his face. I think it's one reason why he may be my favorite member of the band. I just love his voice. I love how sensitive the guy is. I love the other twos. I love Maurice and Barry, but there's just something about Robin. I'll back it up so we can hear that again.
Trying to hitch a ride to San Francisco. Gotta do the things I wanna
This is where Barry starts doing his falsetto. This is 67, or 67 is, I'm sorry. In 67, Barry kind of started working with falsetto a little bit. Obviously, he's deep into falsetto by this point. He's about 20 years into his falsetto voice that he created, basically. So let's listen to how that works so well with Robin's voice. I like the nuance difference. I also like how they're underplaying when the lights went out. They in the original it's very exuberant, but they're keeping it low here, and I really like that as well. But anyway, let's listen to how their voices meld so nicely here.
Talk about the life
Wow.
of Massachusetts.
Nice.
Speak about the people I have seen. And the lights all went down in Massachusetts. And Massachusetts is one place I have seen.
Nice.
Will remember Massachusetts.
Wow. Oh, I love that staccato they're doing with the backup singers. I'll back it up so we can hear that again. That is extraordinary. I love the nuance changes they're doing on this. Wow.
I will remember Massachusetts.
Wow.
I will remember Massachusetts.
Wow. Okay, that was extraordinary. This is one reason why I love live performances, because you get a lot of times you just get more depth, you get more character in them. This is one of those examples. They set us up for the end. I mean, usually in the original, I'm going back to Massachusetts. It's usually big. Well, they lowered it down in the first two parts of the song, and then they come back with the staccato. I will remember Massachusetts. I mean, with the backup singers, that was extraordinary, just extraordinary. And Robin's voice is just as good, if not better, than in the original and back in the late '60s when he was just 18 years old when this came out. Seriously, wow. And I love Barry's falsetto. I like Maurice's coming in on the vocals. The violins on this, there's a little bit of a tweak on the violins on this. It's really well done. And I love the energy this has on the back end with the backup singers, with that staccato, with the I will remember Massachusetts. Really nice. Really, really nice. Sometimes a live edition is not as good, but man, this, I mean, definitely at least equal, but it may be better. Seriously. And part of it is just watching these guys. God, they just have so much fun together. They're so good together. They're so tight. Their vocals, I said in my last reaction, they may be the best harmonicizers. They may harmonicize better than anybody. But anyway, this was just extraordinary. Loved it. Loved how they changed the rhythm up a little bit and the intonations. Just amazing. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so y'all let me know what you think. I'm really looking forward to your comments. I'll catch you soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.